See, the ego, you hear that, people say that a lot. The ego is basically the false self. The ego, look, I'll give you a simple definition of the ego before I start how to kill the ego, even though it's quite violent. The ego is any time, any moment, any time that you forget that you are divine, and then you try to prove to other people that you're special. That's it. That's the ego. So what you do is you try to show that you're smarter. You try to show that you guide people. You know, you can guide people. You try to show that you're talented in music. You're talented in sports. You know, you try to show you're basically special. You're special. You're special. Like this. And let me ask you, the creator of the whole universe, they created this magnificent planet, the solar system. Is our galaxy called the Milky Way? Yes, the Milky Way. You know, and who knows how many more galaxies out there? The creator that created us. Not two people have the same fingerprint out of 7.5 billion people. They created us. You reckon that creator tries to show other creators that I'm special? You reckon? No. No. You know? When you forget who you are and you try to show to the world that you're worthy, you're something special, you can be successful, you're not a loser, you're not a failure, you're not a nobody, you are divine. You know, to show other people that you are divine, to prove. You know, that's not divine. That is divine, actually. Because the effort, the whole of life is divine. There's no such thing as, everything is divine. But in that moment, you forget that you are divine. Because you're trying to convince, you're trying to get evidence, you're trying to gather evidence that you need some feedback, you need something to tell you that you are divine, you are that great, supreme being. You know, and because you are that, you see, you are that. So you forget that, you're trying to prove. That proving, and it's sneaky in so many ways. It manifests in a million ways, but I smell that in every single way. I know it straight away. Doesn't matter if a person says it this way, that way. It doesn't matter I think, oh, look at that person doing that again. No. You start to understand. You have compassion. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. But you certainly understand, you know, when you're doing that. That's the ego. That's the ego. How to kill the ego? How to kill the ego is this. Using your question. I don't like killing anything, but using your question. What you want to do, because it's not real, it's like that, proving that it's not you, you know, it's not really you. So what you want to do is you want to destroy that. And to destroy that, what you want to do is you want to take on the perspective of aim for the goal. that I am nothing. The opposite, the exact opposite. That I am nothing. That's the exact opposite, isn't it? I am nothing and I love being nothing. It's like in your being, not talking to other people, not speaking to your friends. Oh, come up with this idea. What do you reckon? Let's talk. Let's practice this together. And just do it. Just you. I am nothing, and I love being nothing. In the reality, what you're actually really doing is you're trying to make that ego nothing. You understand? You're trying to make the ego nothing, because when you forget who you are, that you are divine, you are that supreme being, then there's only one left that of who you think you are. That is this false self, this age, financial situation, like where you're from, like whatever you identify yourself as, that's what you think you are, So that's why in some ways very few people go that hardcore at killing the ego. Because that's kind of like, it's like you're like, that's a bit out there. You're not really like, you're like full on becoming a nobody, But the irony is this: when I did that on my spiritual journey, I became better in every way, Like, straight away when you're speaking, not trying to prove to other people anything. When you're speaking, as soon as you start speaking, everyone in the room is going to will grab their attention without you making any special speeches or or technique, your hand or something. No. That supreme being in you is going to come through you. That's not a foreign thing. That's you. That's you. When one is honest with oneself, when you stop proving to others, sincerely, magic will happen to you. Just that. You know that goal, that intention, to love to be a nobody and aim towards being a nobody. Like that. Now, that does not mean you go and shut yourself in a room and don't see anyone for 3 years. I'm talking about the stop proving, stop to prove. I honestly think God is really, I reckon God is a comedian. Because God put this backward, backward. Like, to prove to other people your greatness makes you look opposite to great. To not prove to other people your greatness. Totally zero, nothing more than that, just nothing special, just not end that. Straight away, the greatness in you come. God is funny. God, no joke, God is funny. That's what I love about God. Really. Really. And God is like a child that likes to be funny, that pull people's legs. I'm telling you, really, really. Aim. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not a theory person. I'm a practical person. When they listen to what I'm saying, when they sincerely reflect and do that, even though it seems a bit weird and different, prove. When you stop that. Yeah, you'll be an amazing human being without trying. Without trying. My life, every day of my life, I'm going to be screaming to the whole world that truth. I'm telling you. Anyone that says anything opposite, they don't know what they're saying. I'm telling you. I'm not being arrogant or anything. The result. Someone that goes around proving to others, because they're taught that way. They're taught that way. Not wrong or right, they're taught that way. Let's see how much divine power they have. Not that it's a competition of the divine powers. But look, let's see. They won't have. Because they don't know who they are. You don't have divine power if you don't remember your divinity. The power of love. The power of whatever your heart wishes will become true. Let me ask you all, would you honestly like to have that? Whatever you wish for your family will come true. Whatever you wish for your friends will come true. Whatever you wish for yourself will come true. Let me ask you, would you love to have that? Then trust what I'm saying. Trust what I'm saying. You want to destroy the ego? Love being nothing. When other people are competing and in a group at a coffee shop and friends and each one are talking, trying to grab attention, all that type of stuff, you just be quiet and just listen joyfully. Just listen to them. Enjoy that. Don't compete. Don't be the center of attention. Don't do Facebook posts to show that you exist. To show that you're special. Be a nobody. One thing I will assure you, you'll never ever have depression, anything like that when you do that. See, depression comes when you try to be worthy, you try to be special, is something worthy in your life. You try to do that, but you're failing at that. But you're trying. That leads to depression. But when you purposefully not trying to be special at all, and gladly, purposefully surrender to that. Not aiming to be special, but failing and trying. That's two different things completely. It's completely different. When you don't try to be special, you will not be a nobody. That's why my master says, when you are zero, you are hero. I'm telling you, she said that. And I was like, wow, it's so true. It's so true. Because I was aiming for that. I was living like that. And it's like, you're not doing anything special. You're not trying to be special. But God, my God, God makes you something special. I would disagree to say that God makes you something special. I would say, God makes you see that you are already special. You are the supreme being of this universe. It sounds weird, isn't it? Listen to that. You are the supreme being of this universe. My Lord. My Lord, that's something. I can't accept that. My Lord. You know, really, really, you know. That's how you kill the ego. That's what I reckon.